Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On second down, Johnson. And some room to maneuver. That good for 19 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be, because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They pitch it out to Johnson. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
They run, Cook, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. First down, here's the run with Cook. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. On second down, Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
All right, now here we go.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Gets around him. So he got free at 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
Not
way.
the tie.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Rosen looking to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Handoff comes to Cook, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins throwing the out route incomplete. That's Morgan. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Hey, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Space to maneuver at the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Gone!
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles.
Now let's go. 3:19. 3:19.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. Screen play. Johnson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way, and boy, he can get hurt.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Now let's go. 3:19. 3:19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from grabbing the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they take the lead here at 7-6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first down throw for Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
A give. This is Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Gone.
Rosen on 1st and 10. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. More from the desert after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Carlson now to kick this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Gone. Here we go now. Blue 90. Gone.
Now it's Rosen. Forced out to his left. And he's able to get up here to the 26. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
On third down, Johnson. And some room to work. David Johnson on his way. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
He'll rifle this one deep right. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
After the interception, here's Rosen. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Rosen to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 48. Carlson able to put this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they get the field goal here at the end of the second quarter and take the lead into the lockers.
And isn't that what every team wants to do? Right at the end of the half, put points on the board, and go into the locker room feeling a lot better about themselves.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run it again with Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Matt Weil now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. A very solid gain of 27.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. In for the score. And the Cardinals are in for 6. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
No problem there on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Play fake. Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd and short.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This is brought in at the 21. Able to avoid him at the 40. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out now come the Cardinals. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
The wrist seems fine. The legs were never a problem as DJ's in the backfield again on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Now Rosen on 1st down. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Detroit! Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Leopard! Leopard!
On 3rd down, that's Johnson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Minnesota. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
5 yards on the catch there brings up 2nd down. 2nd down, Cousins. Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on first down. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started. Nice game. Got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The hut. 180.
Cousins again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down one. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Again, it's Johnson. And now running right through it. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
To throw is Rosen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook following the penalty. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8. Again, it's Cook. And he'll go down at the 28. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll look to throw. Open man as Thielen is complete. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A 1st down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Back to throw. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They go to Johnson again. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
He's back to throw. Caught left side, Williams. Finding some room at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Over.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Back to throw. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins is going to take this one down to a knee and end it. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Minnesota, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.